Hi, this is CK at CK Education with today's advice for life. A lot of people ask, should I go to graduate school? And there's no right or wrong answer here. But let me just explain a little bit about graduate school. So once you go to college, you get a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree, usually a BA or a BS, bachelor's of arts or bachelor's of science. And science is more like engineering and things like that. Bachelor of arts would be more like psychology, history, that kind of subject. So anyway, once you get your 4-year degree, should you go to graduate school? If you go 2 more years, typically about 2 more years, you get what's called a master's degree. And if you go beyond that, you can get a PhD degree. So whether you go to graduate school or not is really a personal choice, but you should do it in a practical manner. You shouldn't just go no matter what. I think that now there are some degrees, there are some professions that require a graduate degree. Like you can't be a lawyer without going to law school, and that's a graduate school. You can't be a dentist or a pharmacist or a psychiatrist or a doctor without going to pharmacy school or dental school or medical school. You have to go to graduate school for those professions. But for most others, like let's say engineering, you can get a job as an engineering without a graduate degree. And I've worked my entire career as an engineer without a master's degree. But I went back in my 30s just because I wanted to. I got an MBA, it was a graduate degree, but that was only because I wanted to. So it just, there are personal reasons like that. For me, I just wanted to, and I got a master's degree. Some people, they want to get a master's degree because they're working in a profession and they find out that, oh, if I have a graduate degree, I can apply for other positions that I couldn't otherwise with the bachelor's degree. And so sometimes they get that. And so, there are different cases like that, but that's basically what a graduate degree is. And whether you get one or not is dependent upon what your career goals are. Sometimes, like me, it was just a personal choice. For PhD degrees, I would say that unless you're going to be a research scientist of some sort, a researcher that requires a PhD, or you're going to be a professor, unless it's something like that, it's not really usually required. And it's not always better just to get a higher degree. Sometimes you overqualify yourself and and companies and organizations think you're overqualified for that job. It's better to just, use it strategically. Just getting higher degrees in and of itself is not always the best option. Plus, it costs you more time, it costs you more money. So when you're doing these things, be very practical about it and look at what your career goals are, what career opportunities are presented if you have a higher degree and if you think it warrants that. And especially if your employer, if your company that you're working for, a lot of times they have a tuition reimbursement or tuition assistance program where they help you. If you go back to school, they'll pay for all of it or some of it or half of it or 75%. If that's the case, then I would say maybe you do that. That might be a good idea. And I've had friends and colleagues and people I've known who have done that. And I think that's great, especially if you don't have to pay for it. I think that's a great opportunity. But again, look at your career goals, look at the career opportunities, look at where you want to go. And if that requires a graduate degree or if you think that will help you, then, maybe you pursue that. And it's very possible to get a graduate degree while you're working full time. A lot of people do that as well. One of my friends, he got a master's in information systems from, I think, Virginia Tech or something, and he's working in DC, doing online. And so a lot of programs now are like that and a lot of opportunities. So anyway, I hope that clears things up a little bit about if you have other questions that I haven't answered in my videos, any of my videos, just leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to reply to you. I'm CK at CK Education. Thanks for watching as always. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.